Today on the Philly Talk podcast, Nolan Smith absolutely flashed versus the Browns prior to getting hurt, but he says he's okay. Nakobe Dean showed out, but so did a few other linebackers. Tanner McKee continues to show why he should be QB2, not Marcus Mariota. And what are we going to do at the running back position? It's getting tougher.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast, and today we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all a favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell. That way you're notified when we drop these videos, put out YouTube shorts, or go live like we did last night. Eagles, Browns, live play-by-play. Shout out to everybody who came through. It was a boring first half, but we hyped up Tanner McKee in the second, and it got interesting, and rightfully so. Now, a lot to unpack, but put the prayer emoji in the comment section for Zach McPherson, who did tear his Achilles, done for the season. Also, Ajomo had a concussion. He'll be back eventually. And Tyree Cleveland had a neck injury and a concussion. Prayers to all them and the rest of the Eagles. We still got another game of preseason, and we still got joint practice and training camp, so we got to get to week one healthy, for sure. Prayers in the comment section. Now, if you ask me, who would I like to be QB2? Marcus Mariota or 71-year-old Pete Carroll? I'm taking 71-year-old Pete Carroll. I'm not going to lie, he got a cannon, and he's a little bit more mobile than I thought. But Marcus Mariota has now played 4 quarters of absolute horrible football. The only thing he does good is run. I'm talking miss, and everybody misses. And it is still only 2 games, 4 quarters. But man, 6 or 7 consecutive misses. You don't see that by any veteran. And then Tanner McKee only played, 2.5 quarters? But he is just different. He's accurate. He's decisive. His footwork looks good. He's not afraid to throw the deep ball. He looks like he's more in charge of the offense. The O-line looks like they're blocking better for him. The running game looks better. Sometimes when you are just that dude, not saying he's that dude, but that dude over Mariota, the team plays different for you. I mean, some of the drops here were absolute dots. I don't even know how they were dropped. Now, again, I can't say he's the automatic QB2 because we haven't seen a full game of him. We haven't seen him go against a better style defense. He comes in the third quarter, so he's going against backups on backups, but the throws are the throws. Even if there was starter quality guys there, he's putting it only where his receiver can get the ball. But I got to see more. Week 1, if we needed a backup, knock on fake wood, knock on real wood, we don't need it. But if we did, I'm going Tanner McKee right now. If the Eagles don't believe Tanner is up to it, then you might have to go get another veteran because Mariota, not cutting it. Eagle Nation is all on the Tanner McKee bandwagon. 2.5 quarters. But he's dotting it up like that. Now let's talk about Nolan Smith, right? Man, 2 tight ends trying to block him. Looks like holding. He's able to get off the block and catch a speedster in Schwartz. That's a fast guy. He caught him after being blocked like that. You can't teach that. And then here, he's going against somebody triple his size. But he engages, got the hand on the elbow, disengages, and then uses the speed and the bend to get around them. But when a big guy's pushing on your back like that, pause, normally you fall right to the ground. His speed, his bend, athleticism lets him get around, stay balanced, and almost gets the sack. Almost don't count, but we did get a sack. The Eagles got a sack, not Nolan. As he matures, that's going to be a sack from him. But we heard him talk about almost don't count. The mindset is just different from a kid this age?
Yeah, I just get mad at myself because them plays I got to finish. That's why they brought me here. They brought me here to finish plays, not get close, not get there, not almost do that. They brought me here to finish, and make plays, and that's what I'm here to do.
Finish, make plays. The reporter said, "Why'd you look mad after that good rush?" Because I didn't finish. That's what I'm here to do. And then they asked him about the shirt. Eat off the floor, right? And that saying hits hard, not because, I was that broke, I had to eat off the floor, but you know about the 5-second rule when you're young. But it's just the mindset that he's so hungry, he'll take scraps and anything to get better. He's going to do whatever it takes to get better. But listen how he talks to the reporter. I just love it.
What's eat off the floor mean?
Huh?
What's eat off the floor mean?
Eat off the floor. You ain't never been hungry enough to think about eating off the floor, have you?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm talking about starving. That's the mentality that I got. I just like to eat off the floor, and that's what, Coach Smart put that in our head. And I told him when he made this shirt, because that's what I was telling him about last year. We had Shep come, and Shep said, you got to want this shit as bad as you want to eat off the floor. And I just think of that stuff every day, eating off the floor, just grinding.
Grinding. The work never stops. You see the talent already there, right? Jalen Hurts, he's like the Jalen Hurts of young pass rushing linebackers. He's always going to try to get better. When you have the tools already and then that mindset on top of it, man, the sky's the limit. And we already seen the flashes, man. That speed is not teachable. The strength, the change of direction is not teachable. Listen what he says about how he feels more comfortable in his defense from preseason game 1 to preseason game 2.
Between your first preseason game and now your second, how much more comfortable did you just feel in the defense and everything?
Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable just in the defense, just in how we do things, how it's going to be called, how it's going to come out. And I just really, you got to understand your new defensive coordinator, and I can almost spit it out before he even called. Like, I should be able to just look at the sideline and be like, oh, I know it's coming, before even the mic give it up.
Dang. I mean, him and Sean Desai are getting on the same page early in his young career, right? Nolan Smith is only going to grow as a player, but already the signs of him and Jalen Carter are exciting for Eagle Nation because we're coming off a 70-plus sack season, and we are thinking there could be more in 2023. Now let's go to Nakobe Dean, the Mike linebacker. Look at this play. We all know, right? So he's able to re-diagnose, hit the gap, dip under the tackle, and just punch it out. Like, he's going for the ball. Purposely going for the ball. He realizes they're on the 2-yard line. He knows they're about to score. He's not going for the tackle here. He's punching the ball out. Nakobe Dean setting the tone early in this game. Nick Sirianni saw enough, pulled him, right? There was many different combination of linebackers. It started out Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham. Then we had Christian Elliss and Zach Cunningham. We had Zach Cunningham with Nicholas Morrow. We had Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow. I think we saw a little bit of greatness. No, let me fall back. We saw some good from every linebacker pairing, and linebacker. But I got to give the second best to Christian Elliss, just the way he was able to just make things happen time and time again, right? So he's paired with Cunningham here. Look, not only is he going to take on the block the right way, right? Just put that shoulder right into his chest. He disengages and gets the tackle. So he puts the shoulder on, disengages, and gets a tackle. Now, Cunningham's going to blitz on this one. He wanted to blitz, but he sees the running back leaking out. John Kelly Jr., he said, you're not going nowhere. A little grabby, but the veteran savvy way where it's not going to get called, and he gets the PBU. He gets the incompletion, and that was on a big down. Christian Elliss showing he can do it in the run game and do it in the pass game. There was one play where both Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow gang tackle a running back screen. Christian Elliss sniffed it out first, but Nicholas Morrow was all over the ball. And I'm not going to lie, Zach Cunningham played a lot more than I thought. Maybe the Eagles feel something with him as a pairing or a rotation piece because he played a lot and he was the aggressor. He was around the ball a lot, making some big hits, especially stopping the run. I like the way Zach Cunningham played as well. Now, the running back room It is getting crowded, right? You see Trey Sermon fumble, you're like, that might be it for him, and then he runs a touchdown, right? You see Rashaad Penny look to be stuck, doesn't got that much gas, and then boom, he's off to the races, 20 yards here, right? Showing that he can be the thunder to both Gainwell and Swift's lightning. All I know is that the Eagles have 5 running backs, including Boston Scott, right? Who's more of a utility player. He'll play his role. He's not going to ask to get carries, and he's going to contribute on special teams where everybody else is going to want the ball in their hand. They're going to say, hey, do what you got to do. I ain't mad at it, but they want the ball in their hand. It's a serious decision. Do they think about keeping 5? I don't think the Eagles will because they like to keep more O-line. They probably got to keep more corners. They might keep more receivers. Who gets cut? I still think Trey Sermon hasn't done enough in the NFL regular season to merit it. Again, if he has another stellar preseason game, there's rumors that Rashaad Penny could be the one to get cut, right? You saw that last clip, blocking, each running back blocking. The little things are going to come out now. Rashaad Penny, Trey Sermon, who's the better pass catcher? Who's more healthy? Who can contribute on special teams? We saw Trey Sermon return kicks. We saw Penny do it in training camp, but not in the preseason. We've seen Trey Sermon do it in the preseason. The little things are going to come out between Rashaad Penny and Trey Sermon to see who wins. And I'm stuck. I don't know. Now, this ain't necessarily the Browns and Eagles game, but Reed Blakenship didn't play because he's a guaranteed starter. You know who else didn't play for the Browns who's a guaranteed starter? Deshaun Watson. But Reed Blakenship got his number. There's no cap. Reed Blakenship in 2 days of joint practice had 3 picks, and here's one of them. Deshaun Watson going to drop back, pressure in his face by Jalen Carter, throws it, and it goes right to number 32, the ghost Reed Blakenship. Look at the little finger roll layup at the end. Reed Blakenship is having fun. He's feeling himself. He's taking this role as, I'm the number 1 safety. Y'all work amongst yourself to see who's paired with me. Didn't put no Sidney Brown clips in here, but man, there was a clip where he didn't, it was still a nice gain for the Browns. I think they gained like 5 or 6 yards on the run. It wasn't like he stopped them for a loss of yards or nothing. But you're looking at the screen and you see the Browns guy running, and next thing you know, you don't see Sidney Brown. You blink, and Sidney Brown is smacking him. And so the way he just flies in and makes tackles, and that was supposed to be his Achilles heel. Oh, he can't tackle that good. Looks to me like he's tackling. Again, we didn't get to see much from, Jordan Davis in this game. He only played a little bit, but he bullied the Browns guy in joint practice. Ajomo got hurt, and Jalen Carter again. The bulliness from them 2D tackles are there. The rotation in the regular season is going to keep them fresh. They only play a little bit. The way the Eagles are only playing Jalen Carter like he's a seasoned vet has me thinking, come week 1, he might be a starter. Come week 1, because why would you only play this guy so little reps? Nolan Smith is getting his reps, and he would have stayed in even longer if it wasn't for the actual injury. I don't know, man. There's something about that. Lastly, for anybody still nervous about the Eagles offense, not lastly, because I do want to get a couple things over here, but if you're still nervous about the Eagles offense, remember, there was no AJ, Devonta, Dallas, no Great Wall of China blocking the O-line, right? We don't know who's going to be the feature back. There was no Jalen, right? And the Browns reporter who watched the ones go at each other for 2 days, a Browns reporter, let me get it right, a Browns reporter, again, I keep repeating this because it's pretty big for the opposing reporter to say this. The most impressive player through these 2 days were Jalen Hurts. They're going strong. I look for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. And I don't even care about that last sentence. I look for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. But for him to say that Jalen Hurts was the best player in camp for 2 days straight, and the Eagles look strong, is just other eyes outside of Philly confirming what we already know. Now, this is crazy to me. If you made it to the 14-minute and 50-second mark, you the real MVP, first of all. But if you don't got Twitter, you got to see this. This is hilarious. Now, I'm Spanish, and I know some Spanish words. But even the people I know who's not Spanish know what fuego means. Fuego is like the most Spanish word translated to English. It means fire. But listen to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. This is hilarious.
Love it. Fuego? Fuego. Okay. I don't know. Nice little word, though. Fuego.
It got to be a Spanish word. You not hear a Spanish dude.
That's it. Fuego. Never heard that one.
So the ref walked by and looked at AJ's pink cleats and said, man, them cleats are fuego. And between AJ, Quez, and Devonta, they never heard the word fuego. They don't know what it means. AJ eventually says, I think it's a Spanish word. He looks Spanish. But Devonta said, that's a nice little word. Never heard it before, but it's a nice little word. When I watched that, I watched it like 100 times, and I was just crying, laughing. You got to be kidding me. I love them, but sheesh. This got me a little bit mad on Twitter. So a car is coming. Again, when Deion Kane or Tyree Cleveland, when Tyree Cleveland got hurt, they showed the Eagles fan base doing the wave. Doing the wave. Now, I seen a lot of people who went to the game. They hit me up in the DMs and said that the Eagles Stadium didn't announce the injury. The wave started before he laid on the ground for a long time. So he dropped the ball. The wave started. There was no announcement. The wave was already going while the cart was coming out and they were blocking him. Social media is trying to say, and some Eagle players, Slay and Quez, were like, bro, Eagle fans, y'all got to be better than this. Y'all can't be doing the wave when someone's injured. And I agree. If the wave was being done while the whole injury was being taken place, I don't agree with it. It's disgusting. Y'all know how we do, prayers in the chat. But so many people inside said there was no announcement. They didn't know, blah, blah, blah. But social media trying to put another damper on Eagle Nation, and I'm not going to sit here and let them do it. Lastly, I talked about this in the live play-by-play. This is ridiculous. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, not a top 10 quarterback wide receiver duo? Not. They have Carr and Olave, Lawrence and Ridley. I can go on. Like you could look, there's some guys on here that I don't believe is better than Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. But you can argue the point maybe. If you want to say Allen and Diggs, I still think Jalen and A.J. are better. But I'll hear that argument. I'll hear Mahomes and Travis Kelce, although he's a tight end. I'll hear some others. But first of all, not to have them, and then to have ugly guys like Carr and Olave, Lawrence and Ridley. This is the new version of Colin. He's going to only say something totally crazy to get us to respond. I responded just because it was the most ridiculous stuff I ever heard in my life. Number one was Jamar Chase. LB was like, who's number one? Burrow and Chase. You know, if you say Burrow and Chase, I ain't going to be mad. I don't think so, but I'll hear you out. But some of the other ones, no. Dak and CD, no. Ridiculous. Again, Jalen Hurts, dropping dimes. Career year for A.J. Brown under Jalen Hurts. Shoot, Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. I'll take over Olave and Carr. I'll take Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith over Olave Carr. Get him out of here. With that being said, drop the muscle emoji in the comment section. This is a long one, 19 minutes. If you made it to the 19-minute mark, you the real MVP. This is the longest video in a while. Hit the like, subscribe. We are so close to 37K. Turn your notification on because we got a couple live streams coming up this week. It's going to be fun and interesting. We out.